This is probably the most exciting tool you now have in your arsenal with the scanner. How many times you sit down with somebody and you are sharing the scanner with them, they're really excited, but then they leave, and then there's, they're trying to have to put it all back in their head. They did this and this, and this was right, and this was. The Alpha3 Pass now gives you the ability to give one of your clients or family members or someone that you've scanned, you've let them experience the scanner. Now they can go home with the Alpha3 Pass, and for 3 full days, they can scan themselves, they can scan their children, their spouse, their neighbors, and get a real feel for the scan. Now, why did we do 3, Kai? Because we know it takes at least 3 passes for it to really get to know someone, right? So by giving them 3 days, 3 opportunities to scan themselves and their family, they get to really experience the richness of the scanner. And that's why we wanted to do this, is give them an opportunity to experience it in their own home and with their own family, and to get that confirmation from other people that, wow, this is incredible. And so that's why we did that.
Yeah.
Now, Kai, well, I'm a little concerned. Why did we call it the Alpha3 Pass?
Good question. Okay, and everybody's going to, so let's get this out of the way. Alpha3, Alpha and Omega, AO scan, right? Alpha is the beginning experience. It is the start of the experience with the scanner and the AO scan technology. 3 is the reminder. Couple of things. We want to do 3 days. They have access to the scanner for 3 days, and I'll jump into that in just a second, a little bit more detail. But we also encourage that the scanner gains its strength with you individually after 3 full scans.
That's right.
Once we've gone through, there's enough data collected from the frequencies of you individually, that now that algorithmic effect of more scanning actually is a refinement on your frequency scan. And so Alpha3, start. This is your starting point to jump into the AO scan technology. Right. And let's get those 3 scans. You have 3 days to do it. Like Lauren said, in those 3 days, part of that is, this means, no, you don't have to hand out your username and password to your AO scan application. You don't have to hand somebody your device and have them walk home. You can give them the information. In fact, we're going to help you give them the information of where to access. They're going to use their own email address. It's going to come with their own name on it. That's right. And they get to use it for 3 days. As many scans as they like. Mom,
in those 3 days.
In those, of those inner voice, body systems, vitals, Cepheid, anything, they can do it all in those 3 days.
And the thing is, you can not only use it as a way to share this, the scanner experience with these people, but can also be given to a doctor where you sell it to a doctor that he uses it for 3 days. Or it can be as a gift to someone for them to experience. That is your option. So it can either be a revenue stream for you, or it can be a way to help build your organization with allowing more and more people to experience the magic of the scanner.
That's a fantastic point. I mean, because there is, we don't govern how you use these Alpha3 passes. You want to gift them, gift them. You want to sell them, sell them. You can do whatever you'd like far as giving somebody who just wants to try it out, have their own deeper experience with you not being there. Some of us like to go home and do our own research. A lot of people like to do that. This is a chance for them to say, okay, great. Here, let me send you home with something.
Yeah,
do it.
And with that, now that means that you're going to have to spend a little bit more time with whoever you either sell or give this pass to, so that they understand how to go in and do an inner voice and how to do a quick scan or an easy scan or a vitals, or how to make a Cepheid homeopathic remedy. You need to spend that time with them, and they're going to be more willing to allow you to spend that time with them, because they're going to be able to go home and do this.
Yes. Yeah.
So
whether they're buying or being gifted, they sense value in that relationship they're building with you. So that time is not wasted time. That time is invested. It's valuable time. And not everything pans out the way it should be, but this is a great strengthening tool to the relationship. And we could go into the psychology of the sales process and a bunch of other things. But just so you know, that's built into what we've done here.
Yep.
All the benefits of that exchange and that relationship building is built into the Alpha3 Pass.
That's right. It's a wonderful tool.
So let's go and jump into, okay, how does this actually work?
Yep.
How do you get them? How do you share them? What's the user's experience with them? So let me jump into what that is like. These Alpha3 Passes, they come in packs of 6. You purchase them in your back office. That's the office2.solixnation site. Your back office, just like if you were ordering a negative ion product, you would go there and you'd find the Alpha3 Pass. You make that purchase in your back office. That automatically populates 6 passes in your AO Scan account. So then you go back over to where you normally do your scans. If you did your inner voice this morning, that's the place where you go to find your passes. On the top right corner of your account, there's the 3 bars. Some people call it the hamburger.
With no lettuce and tomatoes.
Yeah, I just get hungry when they say that. So I think of it the 3 bars. I think like exercise or something. 3 bars. Click on the 3 bars and you can manage your Alpha3 passes. Mm-hmm. Okay, great. Click on Manage Passes. Then there are a couple settings here. And this, we're going to put some imagery up here. So follow this. These images are going to seem familiar as we go through these steps. You're going to see how many passes do you have available to share or to sell for that matter. And from that point, from that manage the available passes, you can actually start to share those passes, send those passes. When you click on sending a pass to someone, you're going to populate their email address. Mm-hmm. And here's something to note. That email address must be unique in our Total Solix environment.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
If they already have a subscription with us, guess what? It's not going to work. You can send it, but they're never going to be able to access
the pass, yeah.
If that pass has been issued before to that email address, it's not going to work. One-time use. Okay, so that email address has to be unique. The name can be the same. Fine. So you send it out. We'll talk about what happens right there. Once you put in the name and the email address and click send, an email is sent to that person where they just have a one-click option that sends them right to the scanner and logs them right in to.
They have to set up their own password.
Yes.
And
right. With that's exactly right. And so they're right there, and then they're in the scanning environment. They're already in there. Super succinct process. Okay, there's a couple other things though. That's great. We share it. What do we do after we share it?
We need to talk to them.
Exactly. Well, so we need to follow up with them. And as we follow up with them, we can see what status they're in our environment in the AO Scan technology. So the same place where you send the invite to access the scanner is also right next to that. You can click on Pending. On Pending, you'll see the invites that you've sent that haven't been accepted yet, where they haven't clicked the link and logged into the account yet. There's a couple things there. So stay with me. When you're in the pending status, let's just say they never do anything with it. Did you lose your pass? No. After 10 days, it's automatically going to populate back in an available
into your account.
Correct. Now let's say you send it, you made a mistake, you want to revoke it. They, on the way out, they weren't so nice to you, and you're like, yeah, forget that. Revoke. You actually have a revoke option in the pending status where you can pull back that invitation and it populates back. That wasn't a very positive.
That's all right. The point is,
if you want to revoke, you can.
You haven't lost it. If they don't use it, or for whatever reason, they don't need it, you can pull it back. And if they take it and we're going to do it, just haven't had the time to do it within that 10 days.
Yeah.
If they haven't used it, it's going to automatically come back.
Yeah. Perfect. Exactly right. Okay, so let's take the scenario of you've issued a pass to someone.
They didn't use it.
And they didn't use it. 10 days pass, it goes back to your available Alpha3 passes to issue to someone. Can you issue to that same person again?
Yes, as provided they have not already redeemed it once.
Correct.
If it never got redeemed, they just call and say, oh, Kai, I'm so sorry. We went out of town. We had a family emergency. We couldn't use it. Can I get it back and still use it? you have the ability to send it back. Correct?
That's exactly right. And we have some safeguards built in for this, because once somebody has used it, essentially once they've logged in, it moves from pending to accepted.
Right.
Once it's in the accepted field, which is a tool, again, for you as you issue these, you can see who's accepted, how long they've been in the process, when did they accept access to the tool, the scanner. In that, there's a question about, okay, well, when does their timer start? Does it start when you issued it? No. Timing starts once they've accepted it.
Accepted.
Then your 3-day ticker starts.
And that would be probably a good time, once you've seen that they've accepted, to make a phone call and say, do you need any assistance? Can I help you in any way? The more opportunity that they have to actually play with it in their own hands is much better than you doing the scan on them.
Yes, because they're going to be empowered in that process. Right. They're going to be comfortable so much that after 3 days, if they've actually been doing the scans, and obviously by that contact point, subtle, careful, right? Not annoying, but just, know your contact, know the person you're working with. Follow up with them in just a suggestive, helpful way. The more time they spend in the scanner, we know that those are qualifying steps. Those are steps that they take to actually accept having this as a subscription.
And the important thing is not everybody's going to follow through with the subscription. But we've made sure that they've had a really positive experience with the scanner to make that decision, whether it's to move on with it or to say thanks but no thanks. That experience has left a positive feeling with them. And so if in the future they say, that was pretty cool, I'd like to go back. They've not been pushed. There's been no pushiness. And they don't feel obligated because they're doing it in the comfort of their own home.
That's exactly right. And what better place for them to welcome this technology to than in their own home?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do this. One of the interesting things, this question for sure is going to come up, and it's come up before, about using bone transducers with the scanner. Obviously, somebody who's trying it out, they haven't purchased any bone transducers, and it's not necessarily available. How should we approach this?
Okay, and that's a really good question. So obviously they're not going to have a bone conductor headset, whether it's Bluetooth or otherwise, when you give them the access to the pass. So you'd want to encourage them to either use earbuds or to hold the device near their head or to set it on their chest when they're doing it. It's not the same resolution as if they're wearing the headset, but it's close enough for them to experience it and to see how it's working. So as long as if they can use even just earbuds in their ear, they're still going to get that effect. You want to tell them to kind of turn the volume down a little bit because it's really geared for bone conductors. But that's the way they can experience with their own device.
And I think it's worth pointing out that in 3 days, this isn't solving the frequencies for their entire life.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
What's the point of the pass? The point of the pass is to give them a comfortable, safe, careful exposure to what can be done.
That's right.
With the AO scan technology.
Good point.
Accuracy may be slightly off when you're not using a transducer, but it is giving them valuable information and valuable experience. And I think that's what we need to make sure that we're doing here. We aren't selling anybody a subscription right now.
That's right. We're letting them experience it.
Yes, we're just giving them a very strong, positive, personal experience without us in it.
And really the difference here, it's really not an accuracy difference. It's more of a resolution. You can watch a video that's in 720 or 1080. So it's basically you're just getting a little less resolution, but it's still in that same field.
That's a great point. And so that's the encouragement. Like, obviously, if you did a personal scan with them with transducer and they're like, well, wait, what do I do without this? You're saying, look, this is for you to experience it. You're going to get the information from the frequencies. It's the resolution that will be sharpened if you decide that this is something that you need to have.
Exactly.
And we think you need to have it, right?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, so then you alluded to the follow-up experience, and I talked a little bit about in the space where people have accepted in your AO scan technology, where you're managing your Alpha3 passes, there is the accepted category. There's the accepted of people who are currently using it, and you can
Right.
watch the ticker go through the 3 days. And then we have the history. That is every pass you've ever given away, and people went through the 3 days, and you have that entire body of research. So sometimes, maybe somebody ends the 3 days and they're ready to jump in.
That's right.
But maybe some people are done with the 3 days and they're not ready today. You have your list. You should follow that list. You should follow up on that list. They were a warm market for you. At one point, they accepted your Alpha3 Pass, and that's a positive thing. So come back to that list. Follow up with people. Give them an opportunity to say no again, in if that's the case.
Right.
But in that, they're also being reminded of what was really great about the experience they had with you or with the AO scan technology. Okay, so we're at the end. We have this Alpha3 Pass. Let's talk a few more details.
Okay.
How many passes do you get when you buy an Alpha3 pack?
6.
You get 6. 369 sacred geometry. We have some points around that. We want you to have 6 passes every time. If you bought multiple bundles, the multiple available will be in your AO skin technology. So you buy 2 sets of Alpha3 passes, you're going to have 12 available. What is the price point, and is there any commissions associated with
Good point.
this?
Good question.
The price point on these is $125 per pack. That is slightly above the per day use
That's right.
of the subscription. But there are 90 points tied to this pack. And so there is commissions available for you and for your team for obviously encouraging this as a regular practice of getting the AO skin technology out to people. A safe way, comfortable, and easy way.
And you know, from the very beginning, our whole goal is to get the AO scan into as many homes as possible. Now, they may not all keep them, but they at least had the opportunity to experience the AO scan.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So with that, I'm sure there are going to be plenty of questions that we haven't even thought of yet, or we're not even addressing here. But this is a behemoth opportunity for everyone, I think, that wants to grow their AO skin, their Solex business.
This is awesome.
The Alpha3 Pass is going to be a game changer for so many people because it is that personal touch that just extends even further
That's right.
than the day-to-day. So jump in, check it out in your back office. It's available now. Alpha3 Passes. We're here to help. We're here to answer questions. Well, as we get those questions, we'll bring them forward and create solutions for you guys along the way. Oh, let me point out one other thing.
What?
When you're done, in the email that they get an email when they're invited. Your person who's testing out things with this Alpha3 Pass. They also are going to get an automatic email once they're done with the 3 days. In that email, it's going to invite them to go to your replicated site, your shop.solexnation.com site, your personal site, where they can self-subscribe if they'd like.
That's right. That's right.
So just to make it a little bit easier on that conversion, if they're ready, the conversion's available to them.
Automatically.
We encourage what, though? What should we? They should.
You should follow up with your people. You should talk to the people.
Yeah.
Let them know.
It's a really valuable personal experience to have our frequencies exposed in such a way that let's be sensitive to that and help them along the way. And then obviously we can answer questions in that.
That's right.
Anything else? Anything we missed?
No, just let us know what you think of this.
Yeah, we love it. Bye.
See ya.